Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. So in this video, we are going to look at the pancreas structure and its secretion. Don't forget to subscribe and join to my YouTube community. So now, what is a pancreas? A pancreas is a vital gland located in the abdominal cavity behind the stomach. So very importantly, ladies and gentlemen, you should understand that when we say pancreas, it is one of the very vital glands that are found in the abdominal cavity behind the stomach. And it function as both an endocrine and exocrine. It means that it can be an endocrine and it can be an exocrine. It can releases a substances within the duct. That is why it is called exocrine. And it is called endocrine because it releases hormones that can be created from the pancreas and then move to the target organ. So that is why it is considered as exocrine. So it has both endocrine and exocrine activity. So it's considered as both exocrine and endocrine organ. And it play a key role in digestion and glucose metabolism. So you see, from here, ladies and gentlemen, as a someone that you asked to answer a question related to pancreas structure. So the first thing you started with the location. So it is vital organ and it is located at the abdominal cavity behind the stomach. That's the first point. And then the second point, it functions as both endocrine and exocrine organ. And what is exocrine? It means that it releases molecules or substances within a duct. That is why it is a ducted. That is what we mean by exocrine. While endocrine, it is a ductless. It means that it's to create substances and travel to the target organ. And it plays a role in digestion and glucose metabolism. So you see, you started with the location and then function. Then its unique structure allow it to produce and secrete a variety of enzymes and hormones which are essential for maintaining homeostasis. So see, because of its structure, the way it looks like it is unique structure, so it make it to release both enzymes and hormones which are important for the maintenance of homeostasis in the body. So as we can see, this is actually the structure of the pancreas. As we can see clearly from here, this is the structure of the pancreas. And this is the abdominal cavity, and it is actually behind the stomach. So very importantly, the pancreas, so this is actually where we are going to start actually talking about the structure. So in the previous slide, we talked about its location. So pancreas, it is elongated, roughly about 15 to 20 centimeter long. So that is the length of the pancreas, and it's made up of 4 organs. It's made up of a head, a body, a tail, and a neck. So this is it. We have a tail, a body, neck, and head. So these are the different parts of the pancreas. And it consists of clusters of cells called acinar. So it has a clusters of cells. That is the group of cells that cluster themselves together. And this group of cells is called acinar. And this acinar is responsible for enzyme secretion. So all enzymes that are secreted in the pancreas is directly from the clusters of cells, which is called acinar. And then the islets of Langerhans are a group of specialized cells within the pancreas that are responsible for producing hormones like insulin and glucagon. So you see in the acinar, that is where enzymes are produced. While in the islets of Langerhans, that is where the hormones are secreted. So these islets of Langerhans are a group of specialized cells that are responsible for secreting the hormones in the pancreas. So very importantly now, let's look at the exocrine secretion of the pancreas. So the exocrine function of the pancreas is responsible for secreting hormones like amylase, lipase, and pancreas into the duodenum. So it means that the pancreas releases hormones like amylase, lipase, and proteases into the duodenum. And then these enzymes are stored in the acinar cells, if you could remember. They are group of cells that are found within the pancreas and they are responsible for releasing hormones. So these enzymes are stored in acinar cells and released via pancreatic duct system. So the secretion of these hormones, that is the secretion of amylase, lipase, and proteases, are stimulated by hormones like cystokinine and then secretin. And of course, if you can see it clearly from here, these are the pancreatic juice where we have, of course, we have CCK, that is cholecystokinin, and we have secretin. And this cholecystokinin and this secretin and cholecystokinin are responsible for stimulating pancreatic juice to produce the enzymes in the form and also proenzymes. And these enzymes that we are talking about that are stimulated by secretin and cystokinine are the enzymes here, as mentioned, amylase, lipase, and proteases. So, of course, they are stimulated by this cholecystokinin and secretin in response to food intake. So, it means that whenever we take a food product, these cholecystokinin and secretin will be released. And as a result of that, they will now stimulate the pancreas to release amylase and lipase as well as the proteases to initiate digestion. So the next thing is endocrine secretion. So the endocrine secretion of the pancreas, the endocrine cells of the pancreas are primarily in the islet of Langerhans produce hormones that regulate glucose. So as you can see, this is the islet. And in this islet, we have different types of cells because they are a group of specialized cells. This group of specialized cells, what are the cells that are found in the islets of Langerhans? First, we have beta cell, we have alpha cell, we have delta cell, we have F cell. So you see, at least here we have about 4 different types of cells that are found in the islets of Langerhans of the pancreas. And as we can see, beta cells is responsible for secreting insulin, while alpha cell is responsible for secreting glucagon, while F cell is responsible for secreting hormones like pancreatic polypeptide, while delta cell secrete somatotropin. So then what happened? The insulin secreted by beta cells is responsible for lowering blood sugar levels, while glucagon is responsible for increasing blood glucose level, which is important in maintaining metabolic balance. So other hormones that are produced include somatotropin and pancreatic polypeptide, which modulate endocrine and exocrine functions. So you see, endocrine, so the pancreas has both endocrine and exocrine secretion. So then the next thing is then regulation of pancreatic secretion. Neural and hormonal signals coordinate pancreatic secretion based on digestive needs. So the neural and the hormonal signals, they are responsible for controlling when pancreas are expected to secrete hormones or enzymes and when not to secrete. So it means that the secretion of the pancreas, it depends on the neural and hormonal signal. And then the next thing is parasympathetic nervous system. So parasympathetic nervous system is very important in stimulating both endocrine and exocrine secretion during cephalic phase. And then hormones like secretin and cholecystokinin released from the small intestine is also important in enhancing pancreatic enzymes and bicarbonate secretion. So you see the regulation of pancreatic secretion include neural and hormonal signaling, and then also parasympathetic nervous system, and then the secretin and cystokinine. These are the 3 points of the regulation of pancreatic secretion. So summary and clinical significance. The pancreas dual structure enables to support digestion and glucose regulation effectively, because of course in the pancreas we have adrenal cells and we have pancreatic cells. Adrenal secrete enzymes, and then the islet of Langerhans releases hormones. So because of this dual structure of the pancreas, that is why it supports both digestion and glucose regulation effectively. Therefore, disruption in pancreatic secretion can lead to conditions like pancreatitis, diabetes, and malabsorption. So understanding its structure and function is crucial for diagnosing and treating pancreatic diseases and metabolic disorders. So ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are going to stop. Please don't forget to subscribe and join to my YouTube community, and see you next.